Here's something that bothers me. Most people who come to my Medicare workshops are already past 65, already enrolled, and they're still paying for things that they genuinely don't have to pay for anymore. Not because they made a terrible decision, because nobody sat down with them and walked through what actually changes when Medicare kicks in. My name is Nathan Wright. I'm a licensed Medicare advisor here in Hendersonville, just outside of Nashville, Tennessee. I've helped hundreds of families get their coverage sorted out, and I co-authored a guide on Medicare and retirement planning specifically because I kept seeing the same unnecessary cost show up again and again in people's budgets. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 Medicare-related costs that people over 65 are commonly still paying and probably shouldn't be. And by the end, you'll know exactly which ones might apply to you and what to do about each one so you stop leaving money on the table starting today. Hello there, and before we get into it, if you're new here, go ahead and hit subscribe. I put out videos like this every week to help people turning 65 get this right. So why does this keep happening in the first place? It's not about anyone making a bad call. It's just the way the Medicare information flows. The people most likely to reach out to you the moment you turn 65 usually have something to sell you. The people who could flag a redundant cost or point you toward money you're owed usually aren't the ones calling. That's not a conspiracy, it's just a gap, and that gap gets expensive fast. Let's start with the first one. The first unnecessary cost is paying too much for drug coverage. A lot of people who enroll in a Medicare supplement or Medigap plan get a standalone prescription drug plan and never go back and check whether it's actually covering their medications well or at all. Here's the thing. Formularies, which is just the list of drugs a plan covers and what it charges for each one, changes every single year. A plan that fits you perfectly at 65 might be costing you $40 a month, more than a better match by the time you're 67. The annual enrollment period exists for exactly this reason, and most people never use it. Now here's the second one. Paying an IRMAA surcharge you could have appealed. IRMAA stands for Income-Related Monthly Adjustment Amount, and it's an extra charge added to your Part B and Part D premiums. If your income from 2 years back crossed a certain threshold, here's what most people don't know. If your income has dropped since then, maybe you retired, sold a business, or lost a spouse, you can appeal that surcharge using a form called SSA-44. That's SSA-44. The Social Security Administration isn't going to call you up and suggest that. You have to know to ask for it. Third, you might be paying for supplemental coverage you already have somewhere else. This one catches people off guard all the time. Some Medicare Advantage members are still paying separately for vision, dental, or hearing insurance when their Advantage plans already includes some version of that coverage. It's worth sitting down once a year and comparing what you actually have side by side. 30 minutes of review can wipe out a recurring premium you forgot you were even paying. If this is helpful, I actually cover all of this in a lot more detail in my free live Medicare workshop online. It's only about 30 to 40 minutes. It's completely free, and we go live multiple times a week. You can grab your spot at Medi65.com/workshop. The link is also in the description. All right, let's keep going. Fourth, staying in the wrong Medigap plan simply because switching feels complicated. Here's something worth knowing. Medicare supplement plans are standardized. A Plan G from one carrier covers exactly the same thing as a Plan G from another carrier. The only real difference is the premium. A lot of people are paying $50, $80, even $120 more a month than they need to simply because they enrolled with the first company that reached out and never looked again. In most states, if you're in good health, you can shop around and switch. It's worth having a conversation with an advisor to find out exactly where you stand. And fifth, missing out on the Extra Help program for prescription drug cost. Extra Help, sometimes called the Low Income Subsidy, is a federal program that can dramatically reduce what you pay for Part D premiums, deductibles, and copays. It's based on your income and assets, and the threshold to qualify is higher than most people assume. A lot of people who would qualify have simply never been told the program exists. If your income in retirement is on the modest side, this is worth looking into before you assume you don't qualify. Now, here's the habit that keeps all 5 of these creeping back in. Once a year during Medicare's annual enrollment period, that's October 15th through December 7th, every single person on Medicare gets a chance to make changes. Most people don't, not because they're thrilled with what they have, but because they don't know what to compare it against. Treat that window like your annual checkup, the same way you'd see your doctor once a year, and it becomes the single best habit you can build to keep your Medicare costs where they should be. So if any of this sounds like it might apply to you, here's what to do. You don't have to sort through this alone. A good Medicare advisor, one who works with multiple carriers, not just one, can sit down with you, look at your current coverage, your prescriptions, your income, and your health, and tell you in plain language whether you're overpaying and what your options actually are. That conversation doesn't cost you a thing. It just costs you the time it takes to get a second set of eyes on your plan. Before I go, if this saved you some money, or you know someone turning 65 who needs to hear it, do me a favor, hit subscribe and share this with them. It generally helps more people avoid these same costs. If you're turning 65 soon and you want all your Medicare questions answered in one place for free, no obligation, join me at my next Medicare workshop. It's only 30 to 40 minutes and we run it several times a week, so there's always a session coming up. Register at Medi65.com or click the link in the description. And if you want the free Medicare guide I mentioned, grab that at Medi65.com/book. I'll see you at the workshop.